Johnny breathed on you! Yeah!
Welcome, Sammy.
Are you two finished?
One more. Yeah! Now I'm finished.
I'm an alcoholic, and I'm very confused what the fuck is going on.
I could have sworn we finished one of these levels already. It doesn't matter.
I think you hallucinated it.
Maybe.
Yeah, long story short, some sort of snafu happened and it didn't save the actual save file. On the bright side, though, I actually had a save state that was not too far off from where I finished our other recording off. So, if we end up having to repeat that level, we can always cut past that.
It's definitely better than the alternative.
Yeah.
So, real talk, Vector. Why'd you have to go punching a bee in the gut again?
I was trying to resuscitate him because he passed out in the middle of our previous session.
That's right. We were about to ask Charmy what their favorite games from Sage 2022 was.
And I was about to tell an interesting story.
Yeah. By all means, as we go into another brand new level, what are your stories from Sage?
Okay, so there actually was a fan game that did come out from Sage that I was part of. And it was called, I think Steve knows this one, Virtua Sonic. It's a
Virtua-Sonic?
It's a VR, it's a VR Sonic game. I was Tails and Cream in that. I played dual roles. They didn't have a big giant cast. There was like Sonic, Eggman, Tails.
Right, and I remember. Right, I remember that because Sonic in that game was voiced by Landy, one of my friends from Adrenaline Dubs. I don't know who they got the voice of Eggman from, though. I heard it was some kind of like schlemiel they got off the street.
Yeah.
At some point, I gotta see if Adrenaline Dubs is holding auditions.
Well, actually, I'm trying to think of. Actually, I think that stream will be out by the time this video goes public. You are technically helping out for bad guys.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Back to you, Sammy. So that fan game, have you tried it out yet?
No, because I don't have a VR headset, and that kind of requires for me to have one. I've seen the playthroughs of it, though, which, they picked decent lines from me. I can say that much. I was just a tutorial and just a NPC. That was really it.
I'm looking that up. I had no idea they actually made a VR Sonic game now.
Yeah, it was actually okay. Not great, but it was okay.
Oh, the one by,
Have you ever wanted to feel the sensation of literally somersault spin jumping as Sonic?
Yeah, it's not fun. It makes people sick.
Oh, I imagine so.
It's part of the reason why people aren't too big on Mirror's Edge.
You ever wonder if Sonic has to close his eyes every time he jumps like that?
Oh my gosh, that you just reminded me.
Actually, no, he usually keeps his eyes open when he does that. Never mind.
I'll say you just remind me of that bit where so someone was playing Sonic Heroes, and on the bit where you're in the slide and they're just rolling around. It's like, how would you? No, never mind. It was also thinking of Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. Like, how would Kirby have remembered anything from his journey? Because he's rolling around all the time, spinning over and over, somersaulting.
Yeah, I almost forgot there was once upon a time there was a Kirby adventure where Kirby was too lazy to literally just move on his own 2 feet.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's the thing, because Campus Curse at least explained that, he's been cursed to be this way. Rainbow Curse, he was like, I just don't feel like walking today, everybody.
Speaking of not feeling like walking today, we'll be right back.
Oh, right, okay.
One debt to society later.
Well, that was a very riveting story, Logan. You'll have to tell us again at our next Christmas dinner.
Hey, everybody, welcome back.
I don't know if I want him to be telling that in front of my 2 kids.
Oh my gosh, okay.
No, I want him to tell it again to me personally, because that shit was hilarious.
That's probably the last thing I'd want my nephews to hear, so there's that.
Sorry. Life's a bitch.
Life really is a beach. Speaking of which, back to the harbor.
Woohoo! What was that? Hype, what was that thing with the Buff Luigi, that's just how it be on this.
That's just how it be on this beach of the earth.
Why are you asking me? You're the one that brings it up.
You're the one who started. I remember you were the one who was cracking up at it though for some reason.
Well, the reason I cracked up at it is that I was reminded of an entirely different Buff Luigi thing. It was a video by Peanut Butter Gamer that was like, what happens when you like hack Super Mario Galaxy, and one of the weird hacks he did was messing up with the proportions on Luigi's model,
So
like making it look like he has a giant buff torso, and he sung the song to, I think it was Gusty Garden, but it's like, like the whole like, Luigi, I just wanna touch you. All up and down your manly chest.
I remember that, Steve. I remember that. Oh god, that was good. That one was good.
Okay.
Should I call Stranger Danger?
Not yet.
I would. It's like, if I had a nickel for every person that wanted to shove their head in my chest, I'd have enough money to pay off my mortgage.
And buy a new car.
Oh, okay. Okay, you know what? Because I was thinking about this, because you guys mentioned SGB a few times, and I think I've asked this question before, but I don't know if I'd asked it with Doug in the same room, and I don't know if that answer may have changed already. But I gotta wonder two questions. One, if I wanted to start watching some Call Me Johnny, which are like, what would you say are like his magnum opus? Like, I should watch these videos.
Well, if you're talking about like Some Call Me Johnny by himself, I would say his Sonic videos are a pretty good starting point.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I started off with them.
Okay, and then
They're a bit ancient by today's standards, but otherwise, I'd say I'd say that would be worth a watch.
And
I also bring it up because some of his older Sonic stuff is like some of his most recognizable stuff. Like one in particular that I know is one of his more popular stuff are like the 2 animated anniversary videos he did.
Oh yeah,
that's cool.
absolutely.
And then the other one is, if I want to get into SGB, what would you say are like playthroughs of theirs that, like, you know, by far in comparison to anybody else who's ever tried to cover those games, like the SGB guys?
LA Noire.
LA Noire.
LA Noire,
okay.
that's one of them.
Well, me personally, I would say, particularly now, because at the time of recording this, it's just started the beginning of October, check out their run-through of Medieval. In fact, that was how I first got introduced to the series.
Really? Now, do they do the original or the remaster?
The original.
They did the originals.
By the time the remaster came out, they were already retired.
Oh, I forgot they retired. Alrighty.
Well, from doing game comment, for doing like Let's Plays and everything, considering that was right around the time COVID happened. So,
that's right.
And they already had plans to, for lack of a better word,
throw in the towel.
Retire the SGB channel at some point or other. So I guess that was pretty much the perfect catalyst.
Yeah, that and round that was going to be their 10th anniversary too.
Oh,
right,
wow.
that too.
Yeah, I'd say
what anniversary are we up to right now? We had our 6th or 7th already.
I have no idea.
I want to say
have
7th.
no idea. I want to look up when that Dragon Quest video came out. Meanwhile, Sammy, do you have any like Let's Player people that you like to watch, even if it's just like background audio kind of things?
I usually like watch reviewers. I don't always watch like, you know, like
John.
I guess like Let's Players. Well, yeah, JonTron is definitely one of them. But I used to watch a lot of Game Grumps, like occasionally, like some of like the old stuff, like JonTron's era, and you know, some of Danny's era, like early-ish era.
Oh no, yeah. I remember enjoying a lot of their old stuff. Sorry, go ahead.
But in terms of the Some Call Me Johnny stuff, I do have like at least like a couple that could be recommended, because actually I was introduced to him because of the fact that somebody who knew that I was an Earthbound fan was like, oh, he's reviewing the Earthbound stuff, you should watch it and see if you agree with his opinions. And I'm like, I.
So, I will say, just you don't have to be like super detailed about it, but just in brief, do you agree with his thoughts on any of the games?
Yes, I do. Pretty much all of them. I do think that he is correct on a lot of them.
Oh. Nice.
But,
Well, also just remember that sometimes you don't have to completely echo the words of others. Sometimes having your own opinion also is beneficial.
yeah, but also another one that was...
Unless it's about the haunted...
He himself says on a regular basis,
Yeah.
so...
Unless it's the Haunted Mansion.
And also, like, another one that I remember, like, watching and really enjoying was his Echo the Dolphin ones. I don't know why those were funny.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Echo died saving his family, a true dolphin hero.
Just in general, that was interesting when he had the gag up for a few years, was the fucking Tailsdog shenanigans.
Alright, that was also another classic.
I
A couple of classics because he appeared in a couple of videos. Especially as of recent.
Right. I remembered a couple, off the top of my head, I remembered a couple of clips that were funny. Of course, the tried and true Mario 64 finale that I love is...
Alright, him just Scarecrow walking into the hotel room.
That was great. And then the other one...
I think going back to the doll one that... Well, actually, it might not have been the doll one. It might have been something beforehand. It involved a possessed hat, and there's this one moment from it that I still remember.
That's real ancient.
That was a beginning star.
Okay, but for some reason, one bit that stuck out to my mind is when they were stomping on it. There was at one point where, like, he and Elliot, they were just like doing like the rodeo do-si-do as they were stomping on it.
That's cute.
Yeah, that's like Jesus. That is age shit.
Oh, your ring. Because of course, Eggman would wait until you're not invincible anymore to actually reveal his weak spot. Knuckles.
Knuckles.
I think he
Oh,
died.
there he is.
Oh.
And we came back to his home planet.
My death was greatly exaggerated. I had my voice cracked.
So,
No, but
so
the other,
you're the punk I've heard about.
the other one was the other clip I remember off the top of my head was the clip of him doing the crash dance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's also an oldish one, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is.
Actually, speaking of which, as far as SGB playthroughs, I can definitely recommend watching the Crash Insane trilogy.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
I think I'd watch
Some
that
of the
because
reactions, some of the reactions they have to that are fucking hysterical.
I'll have to check that out myself because I more so remember when they did the original trilogy.
There's that too.
Yeah.
Though that being said, the original Crash 3 run is super fucking ancient. So
It's like, Elliot,
Sounds about
seriously.
Oh, they hold your horses.
I got
Get
a
out of
few.
my...
should I disown the bee or should I keep him?
Yes.
Yes.
What the heck?
I want to try. I want to see Mighty again.
I got a few
If you can get mine,
that I would recommend, and it is from the same month because they did it all in October of 2014. All of the fucking Halloween Fest videos from 2014 that year.
Oh, that's right. I forget if it was that year or a different year, but was that one year where they started the Ghosts and Goblins series?
I want to say a year or two after.
Because when it comes to all the Halloween stuff, that was the one I remember the most of. That and the medieval stuff. Because they also did the second game as well.
Oh wait, I think they played Ghosts and Goblins, I think in 2016, because that was also around the same time when Johnny and Elliot were playing System Location when that came out.
Right.
Oh,
Right. I do recall they did a good handful, if not the majority, of the FNAF games at the time.
That was mostly
How
back
did
in
that
2015,
go?
since there were 4 games at the time.
I guess I should ask, as a guy who's not really into FNAF games, how did you think they handled them, James?
I thought they were pretty fun for the most part.
You know what? Another Halloween thing I remember, like probably one of my favorite Halloween videos they did, when they did the Slender Man game. But the way they did was that, like, it was like it was technically a co-op thing where it's like Elliot was the one moving around and Matt was the one handling the flashlight.
Oh yeah.
No. So how in sync were the two of them?
Oh, there were plenty of moments where Matt would just like randomly turn off the flashlight just to get a reaction out of him.
That's how Matt is. He always does that just to get a reaction, and it is
Wait,
hilarious.
so now is this the?
Why do I have a feeling you'd do that, though?
I can see that. I was gonna say, was this like the original Flash Slender's 12 pages, or was it, or whatever, or was this? Or was this?
It was
Arrival?
it was the 3D one.
No, I mean there are multiple 3D ones. I'm saying, like, was there?
I know they did the original game first, and then at some point they did Arrival.
Okay, because yeah, for those who are curious, the Slender the Arrival was a actually fully realized game based off the mechanics of the something pages, the original
Okay,
Flash
my
horror
bad.
thing, and it's viral.
Then yeah, it was the first one they did. They might have done the second one at some point, but I
Whoa.
mostly remember the first one.
Fair enough.
About what?
I mean, I'll still say as a hilarious reminder, Smash Brothers has Enderman as a playable skin for Steve. Slenderman is nowhere to be found, despite Enderman being inspired by it.
Yep, that he was.
I don't know why, but that factoid will never not be fun to me.
It's quite hilarious.
It's just I also will never forget the fact that in Bit Trip Runner 2, there's just Slenderman suddenly out of nowhere one of those levels.
Really?
Yeah, in the mount when you're in the mountains with the trees and stuff, out of nowhere there's this one stage where you're in a dark forest, and I really hope I'm not having a Mandela moment here. But a Mandela effect. But like, I swear, there is in the background of one of those stages, there's just Slender Man with the tentacles and all. Also, I looked up Dragon's Lair, where I first joined the crowd, was 7 years ago.
It was been a long, long time ago.
So yeah, that probably would be 8 years.
Roughly, yeah.
It's getting there.
Anyway,
Because that was right around the time we were still pretty fresh with the whole doing game commentaries thing.
And now you have a lot of new faces.
A lot of new faces that are, that share a similar level of feeling green with the whole setup.
And I'm the new face of this year. Hi, I'm not Nundug Spirit. I don't know why I'm here.
I think you know why you're here.
That was the joke.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet our newest models for the SU D9000. Whatchamacallit? I don't know where I was going with that.
Ding dong dandy.
You know, all these 7 years, and I still don't act professional half the time.
I think that's the part of the charm. I don't know. I hope so. I mean, we're just people who like these games, and we just like share. And again, if not to share them with.
Hello, Starline. Ed.
I'm old.
We got the glitches, folks.
Oh, it's the true Sonic experience. And if not,
it's the fabled glitch that spawned a fucking platypus doctor.
You're right.
Who's dead now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Hoping.
And if not to share it with you, the viewing audience, I just also like. I also like the experience of getting to experience these games with you guys who know these games better than me, and me share my games with you guys. Yeah. Get in the box, Vector.
You know, now that I think about it, that's probably the one thing that we'll have for this current run of the game as opposed to the last one we had to scrap. That's the one time we actually get to see the infamous glitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go. I'm glad we got to pull that off. Then.
I was even about to say for shits and
Can
giggles.
this ride go any faster?
No.
There we go. I mean, I was gonna say, once again, this game. Welcome back. But I was gonna say, well, this game has been like freaking teasing us with like giving us just the right order of stages to drag this out as long as we can without getting to another boss yet again.
Honestly, I'm just thinking to myself, like, this is sort of the game to prove why the 3-act structure, like 3 acts is as far as any zone should go in a Sonic game.
yeah.
Because I will say, although they were short at first, some of these stages are starting to rival at least Sonic 1 stages in terms of length.
I mean, it doesn't help either. This is essentially, I want to say it's the exact same team of devs that made Sonic CD.
I don't know if that up actually.
Heck, even the jumping sound effects is the same.
Yeah, it was a little bit higher. I'm looking that up actually, because I'm curious. Probably do it by Sega. Sonic Team is sometimes. Yeah, okay, so. While Sonic Team is sometimes credited with creating Knuckles Chaotix, it was developed by another Sega team in their studio.
Right.
Let's see, of course. Received mixed contemporary reviews. I don't know what that means. Failed commercially.
Basically, the game is just mixed overall. Because I mean, I can understand where some people go with that. Like Knuckles Chaotix, despite having some really damn good production values for a Sega Genesis-esque sort of game, the levels are a little too spacious for their own sake, and there's not a lot of not too much in terms of opposition to get in your way. On top of that, you know, the whole tether ring mechanic is definitely not a favorite amongst the community, even if there is some pretty cool shit you can do with it on occasion.
Right. Otherwise, it definitely looks like something that would take a little bit of getting used to at best.
Right.
So I'm looking into this. Apparently, Knuckles Chaotix, they mentioned that, and this takes me back, holy crap. Although, like you mentioned, this game never received any form of real re-release anywhere else, it did have a brief period being available on GameTap.
Honestly, makes me want. I mean, if that's the case, I mean, how did it even fare? And I mean, would it also explain why it had such a short shelf life?
That I'm not sure. I'm just wondering, if they got it to run on GameTap, which for any youngins out there who don't remember, it was Turner Broadcasting tried to basically make their own sort of Netflix for games, or
Man,
these
you know what?
games.
Like, I think the earliest and latest I've ever heard of Game Tap is that they were the original... Like, they helped out during the original Season 1 of Telltale Sam and Max.
Yep, that was where you had to get them before Telltale, I guess, went to self-publishing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I still love when you're running fast and Vector looks to the camera like, "This is cool, hey?"
He's like, "Hey, what's up?"
Vector is the constant breaker of the fourth wall.
Gosh. Game, we are literally at the boss stage of 3 worlds. Let us finish one of them. Wow.
Whatever it takes to find God!
So, now
dead?
comes the... Which, again, now I get that now. I get it where, like, he used to not be into, like, noir mysteries. He just was, like... He wanted to find the secret to life as we know it.
I guess so. I mean, again, the dude is like an avid has an avid fascination with the greater mysteries of the world. You know, not unlike what Sonic did, how Sonic's often kind of treated as.
Sega, hear me out. Hear me out.
I mean, what do you think he runs around all over the place and never can sit still?
I was gonna say, Sega, hear me out. Fatal Frame, starring Vector the Crocodile.
Oh my god.
I don't know. Victor doesn't look like he knows how to take a good picture.
Yeah, that's fair. Which, I forget, is that new Fatal Frame
Heck,
a
he's
remake
probably,
or an
for all we know, he's probably not photogenic himself. Hey!
Aw. Which I forget, is that new Fatal Frame a remake or an actual brand new game?
I think that's a new game.
Okay. I'm tempted to do
Or at the
something
very
like
least
that.
one that's never been released in the West before.
That's fair. Let's see. So now I'm at the part where... Whoa. Come on. Whoa! There you go.
Whoa.
There. I was looking... I was like, now I'm at the part where I'm officially looking at the wiki because I'm curious to learn more about this game. Let's see. Yes. So as James mentioned, yeah, there were staff who worked on Sonic CD who worked on this. According to journalist Ken Horowitz in 1996, or wherever that was, he believes that Sonic Crackers was most likely a ROM that was made just to demonstrate the new concepts before that became Knuckles Chaotix. Then moved on to the more powerful 32X add-on, not hard-on, Jesus, where that phrase came from. The 16-bit era console was coming to an end. Apparently, at one point, the Chaotix was going to be originally intended for the Saturn, which I honestly can't say if that would have fared any better there than here.
I think it would have fared better than... I feel like it would have fared better if they actually put all their cards into that system than to make so many others beforehand. Like, again... Sega back then was full of a whole, even now, from then to now, they've been full of crackpot ideas that mostly blew up in their face.
They definitely have been a reoccurring nightmare of spreading themselves too thin.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm still wanting a proper new Knights game. Ooh, that doesn't.
Among other things.
And there's that's right. There's still Samba de Amigo. I'm still waiting for a sequel to Rhythm Thief.
They did Rhythm Thief?
Yeah.
Yep, that was Sega.
And you can tell because of 2 reasons. One, I guess 2. Basically, they have 2 Easter eggs in Rhythm Thief. 2 of their games, one of them plays exactly like Samba de Amigo, and the other one plays exactly like Space Channel 5.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there's also the matter that the game ends on a very blatant cliffhanger.
That could have been it, and I think it deserves a sequel because I think that could have been.
I want to see what the real Napoleon would do if he tried to take over the world.
It's just a bummer because that could have been their Professor Layton series if they really just invested the time into it.
Seriously.
Doug, Sammy, do you guys even know what we're talking? I'm sorry if I'm just going on a weird tangent here between Rhythm Thief and Layton and stuff. I don't know if you guys have played those games or not.
I know of them, but I never played them.
I don't think I've ever played them.
They are games that especially if we go for this long form thing, it's like they're games that are definitely not the first you would think of to do a Let's Play, but I would not mind showing them off because Professor Layton, yes, it's basically just a cavalcade of Brain Age style puzzles and things, but finally a boss. But the story that they put into that, the animation, the voice acting, a lot of heart goes into those games. I'm really hoping that the Layton Legacy game with his daughter on the Switch, that those re-releases and things can hopefully help prompt them to continue making those games, because between that and Dark Cloud, I want to see more from Level 5 Studios.
Assuming they don't they tone it down on the occasional super duper niche games I know there was one in particular I tried that wasn't all that great. Snack World.
Oh, I forgot about Snack World actually.
Everyone did, to be fair.
I have again like the special place in my
I
heart.
mean, Fantasy Life was okay and all, but I mean, Snack World is pretty much what happens when you take that concept and not really fine-tune any of it.
That's fair. The two games, the two series from them that held a special place in my heart would be one would be Dark Cloud, which I'm not against showing off. Whoa, jeez.
Hey, what are you doing? Let go of me, piece of shit.
Oh, nice.
Anyways, like, I remember that. Like, I remember you also mentioned that, like, if nothing else, you wouldn't mind doing it for your own channel.
Well, no, so I have Dark Cloud 2, and I still have, and again, it's sad, I have all the footage still recorded, but it's a long game, and I
Oh, what the?
so it's this unfortunate thing where, like, even though I definitely recorded all of it, like, I need to, like, get around to just finding some time to either record or edit or just put it all together, but it's like, it's one of those things where, like, the more I look at it, the more I keep wanting to do other projects instead, just because that one was such a long one. But it's a really fun romp. Even if the main character, you realize he's the voice of Teen Titans Robin and no one else because he's the same exact voice for that character.
Yeah, it is funny because it's like I'm still trying to figure out. I know Matt insists that's Bryce, but I can think of like a handful of other characters, Sky included, that are still like very guilty about that.
Patrick Warburton.
I mean, Patrick Warburton.
Well, I think what's funny,
God...
the funny thing about I was about to say, like, the funny thing about Patrick Warburton is that, like, yeah, he uses the same voice, but he at least has the distinction of playing, like, very different characters. Like, you cannot tell me that, like, what? Brock Sampson? Is that his character from Venture Bros?
Yes.
Yeah.
You cannot tell me that Brock Sampson and Kronk are in any way the same character.
Also, I gotta be honest, maybe this is what Beppy the Clown is supposed to be a reference to, because this attack looks very familiar.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
Yeah.
Eggman's literally running his own ticket vendor of doom.
Clearly.
You know, that's believable.
And worst of all, no Rick. Buns.
Alright, I'm out of here. Okay, I'm bored.
They just don't appreciate good egg humor.
That was an egg humor joke?
It was to me.
That has the same energy
Fucking
as,
genuine
like,
questions like, that was like...
That has the same fucking energy as, like, the SNL skit with, like, Mickey Mouse and Walt Disney and all that shit, where it's just like, now think about the last I gave you. You were supposed to be funny?
Look, Knuckles, I already get enough of this from Sonic. Let me have this.
How about no?
Why is my life a joke?
Oh, give me the Master Emerald.
Because you are a joke, Egghead.
Yeah, literally, you are a joke.
You know what? You know what, Sonic? Why don't you go ahead and find yourself a new villain? I bet they won't have as much personality as me.
Hey, I found this guy. Hey, I found this guy named.
King Arthur.
Yeah, there's King.
Like
Arthur.
I said, no personality.
The platypus.
Oh, Starling.
Starling. Starling. Has
Oh, actually, yeah, hype you missed it. I actually did meet up with Starling earlier.
Oh yeah, as you were gone, we experienced a glitch that made us all gray
Oh, right. Yeah.
and old.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Random thought. I realize now why that freaked me out so much. The Muppet Haunted Mansion, because don't forget we were recording this in the middle of Spooky Month. Vector.
You were saying about the Muppet Haunted Mansion?
The Muppet Haunted Mansion, out of complete nowhere, in this kind of just nonsensical, just. Oh man, it's not my favorite Muppet special. It felt a little phoned in a lot of ways, but
I liked it.
A, because of COVID.
Yeah,
B,
that was
because
alright.
of B, because of quick writing. But yeah, out of nowhere, the freaking aging decrepit Gonzo suddenly looked like a puppet that would not have been too out of place in a "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared" episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing was legitimately terrifying.
Yeah, it's like, don't let it be said that don't let it be said that the Jim Henson crew still don't know how to make creepy puppets.
Oh, they do a fine job of doing that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess I'll ask since I think you can get Channel 4 over there, Doug. Have you seen the new "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared" episodes?
I don't watch TV that much, but I'm gonna try and watch that fucking series whenever I can.
So I can say two things. One is
And channel-
it's all streaming. Apparently, it is streaming on a channel on a Channel 4 website. And number 2 is that some people have already gone through the trouble of putting all the episodes on YouTube.
I would guess that. And I was even about to say, I already knew about the Channel 4 stuff because Channel 4 over here is really common, same like the BBC.
Oh, fair enough. And I can say...
I guess I've been incredibly late in bringing this up, but the main gimmick behind the Amazing Arena levels is that you do have to press a certain button and light the whole place up. Otherwise, if you reach the goal beforehand, it counts as a miss, and you have to do it all over again from the beginning.
Dang!
Yikes.
I will admit, this whole time... There it is. I'll admit, this whole time, I thought it was like, I thought it was like... Vector?
There you
Get
go.
in the car. I was like...
You're getting in the hovercraft, and you're gonna like it.
Yeah, this whole
Wait,
time I thought it
smells.
was like they wouldn't even let you get to the end unless you have to switch, but wow, you can actually...
Someone literally peed on the thing.
Oh my god.
Wait, does excrement exist in the Sonic universe?
That's a great question.
I mean, do animals shit in the woods?
That's a great question.
That's a great question. Let's not answer that.
Childlike innocence is good. Is you know, a very cherished thing up to a point. Anyway, where were we?
We were
good
talking
question.
about that. Well, no, I was Doug and Logan were talking about a show that I know exists, but that is the extent of my knowledge of it.
Dog man scared.
Well, yeah, like I said, I know that it exists. I know the name of it. I know literally nothing else about it.
I know a little about it, but
What
only
is-
because I remember
What's
the
the time?
original-
It's 8:45.
Yeah.
What time is it? It's time to fucking stop.
Oh, he
I
tried,
am
but
a
he
computer.
can only do so much. He
Whoa,
was only
slow
a
down
clock.
there, friend. Whoa, you might need to slow down there, friend. Like,
I'm
Pours
a
the freaking oil all
computer.
over it. I'm a computer guy. But yeah, so I can say right now, having seen all those
So this
episodes,
is what the inside of a 32X looks like.
so I can say right now, having seen those episodes, even though each one of them is like 20 minutes long, like they don't feel long. They did.
Oh,
a
hey, we're just in time for the
good
movie.
job. Oh, whoa!
Oh boy.
what the?
This just in: the leaked viewing of the Super Mario movie,
Oh no!
starring me, Dr. Eggman. You didn't see
Eh.
that one coming, did you?
I
Oh
don't know,
man,
I can't-
way to go, Gems! You spoiled the Smash teasing post-credits scene.
Now it's
Damn.
gonna be. I actually still want that, especially because.
Wait, you almost forgot the part where Mario gets enlisted into the Avengers.
Oh my god!
Also, you can create characters. Anyway, but yeah, sorry. So finishing this
Yeah,
up.
no,
for
that's
Doug
how
and
that
Sammy.
works.
So really quickly finishing this up for Doug and Sammy. Yeah, no, they just I will say they make it work. Like each episode is not as it doesn't feel like it's padded out. It works for me. They put in some actually pretty great dry British humor in a couple places that I love, and yeah, I definitely think it's worth a watch.
Alrighty.
And they definitely leave some things open for a second season if they wanted to.
I'd imagine so. Especially how that universe works a couple of things. Like the finale of the fucking series, like goddamn. It was like an endless fucking loop.
Alrighty, now then.
Was so close, I can already taste it.
2 levels left. Will we get to a boss, or will we get to play a level? We're playing a level, you motherfucker. Get in there.
You motherfucker.
Leave.
Away.
What do you
Also,
mean?
wow, I am old. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl has already turned 1 year old today.
That's the same with.
And the release. Oh, sorry.
That's the same with Friday Night Funkin' Turning 2.
Yeah.
And-
And they've actually from Bloomhouse Productions they've put out some more information. Speaking of, for how this particular session kind of began a little bit, Bloomhouse Productions from Jason Blum himself have tweeted out more information on that FNAF movie.
Oh yeah, apparently the Jim Henson Company are still involved in that.
Yep, he's still saying that Jim Henson Creature Shop is still working on the animatronics themselves, so that's quite a lofty involvement to have.
Oh boy.
So,
I mean, if nothing else, at least they'll have good puppetry.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
And plus, it wouldn't be the first time the Henson crew worked with an indie project. I mean, like, let's remember, that first Ninja Turtles movie was technically an indie project.
Yep.
Really?
That is also true.
Oh, yeah.
I real quick. Oh, we still have that thing somewhere. Doug, you still have it?
Thank you.
There it is.
That's a good laugh. I
Fuck.
was gonna say,
Shops.
sorry. I was gonna say, did Jim Henson have any involvement in the Banana Splits movie?
Oh, no, that had nothing to do with them.
Okay, because I didn't know if they also did. Okay, so hopefully it'll look better than that. Someone
Remember,
named,
that was going to be the original pitch for the FNAF movie.
yeah. Then someone named Emma Tammy is going to be their director. Let's see if I can find that person anymore. And that I guess they're proud to announce that February 2023 is when principal filming is going to finally take place.
At last.
Finally, that thing has been in some freaking that thing has been in some freaking
We have I gotta
development
pee.
hell.
I'm curious about something. Because it is the Henson crew helping to make the animatronics, does that mean they might have the Muppets help cross-promote it?
I sorely hope not.
Why not? I want to hear Kermit promoting Friday Night Funkin'. Or not. Wow.
I
So out of it. Okay. I mean.
no, that's fine. I just want to see if he freaking gets the thing wedged in his head. Oh.
Well, I mean, like, obviously they're not gonna have him, like, decapitated and whatnot, because Disney would be on their cases about it.
Oh dear God.
Honestly, a part of me does wants to imagine like what the the Muppet cast would look like as similarly to those animatronics.
Whoa.
The only reason I brought up the idea of, like, Muppets cross-promoting is because I know they technically did do something like that with one of the newest episodes of She-Hulk that are coming out, because they make this joke about how, like, now for the most fan-requested character, Leapfrog, and it shows, like, the cast, like, doing fake auditions for Leapfrog, and one of the people auditioning was Kermit.
Hi-ho!
Hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here.
There's still a whole. Go ahead, Sammy.
I just find it funny, like, if they did do promotion, it's just like, and here we are, we're going to be promoting Five Nights at Freddy's, and it's gonna be a great,
It's just. That reminds me of, like, the heavy argument that was made when Kermit the Frog was revealed to be one of the singers on Masked Singer.
I still love that,
yeah.
honestly.
I think it's completely out of nowhere. It was great, but there was a huge argument being made of, like, is this okay? Like, who was meant to be expected to guess that was actually Kermit the Frog and not even the actor playing Kermit the Frog? Like, that felt like
Honestly,
a bit of a gimme.
I mean, honestly, I just love that it just fuels this whole thing about, like they really want to try to create that illusion of, like, oh, the Muppets are more than just puppets. Like, Hollywood treats them as real people, which, honestly, I think is kind of like a really wholesome idea. And I know that's something they kind of, sort of, almost, but not completely tried to do with Space Jam 2 until they botched that up with Zenyatta.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I agree in that I feel like the Muppets work best when they're in their own contained thing. Like, the minute you try to force the Muppets in my face. But then again, I don't know. Then you get to this weird thing where, like, I'm just going to say right now, there's a couple of things. So first off, because now there's this weird double standard I'm going to be talking about. I'm so sorry. It's like, okay, Bunsen Honeydew and Beaker at the Game Awards, that was funny. That came out of nowhere, and I'm still waiting on my Untitled Beaker game mod. For anybody who's still wanting
Get on that.
But then they tried to force Alf.
Well, Alf's not even an actual Muppet.
But I just know that they tried to do that because they thought, oh, well, it worked so well the first time. Let's get more puppets in on the action. And now you got Alf saying, oh, can we get an effing jet for this? And it just suddenly is like, no, this, something about this doesn't feel, it feels like milk that's gone sour now suddenly.
It's almost like Alf in and of himself is kind of is a much bigger product of his time than the Muppets.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, like, the Muppets have much more of a timelessness to them by comparison.
I think that's fair. Yeah, I think that is fair. Yeah, you're right. All right. Whoa!
I mean, when's the last time anyone even heard about Alf up until that random cameo?
I knew of Alf, I just never watched the show.
But, like, yeah, like, that's the thing. Like, I knew of Alf, but I didn't even know of any, like, jokes he made. I think Alf had an appearance at Disney World or something at one point, because wasn't he on ABC or something?
I think.
Ah, shit.
I don't know if the original show was. I think the animated spin-off was on ABC.
Oh, I forgot the anime spin-off.
Yeah, the one that was like a prequel where it showed what life was like on his home planet.
Oh, maybe that's why I didn't hear about it. Hang on, wait for it.
And then there's also the fact that he was in a drug PSA special.
Oh yeah, oh my gosh, you're right. That's how I knew about freaking Cartoon All Stars
Right.
With Alvin and the Chipmunks.
And Garfield.
and Tigger
Marijuana.
and
Marijuana.
Bugs and Garfield
What's this? A joint?
Joint?
and Garfield.
Why does Bugs Bunny know what a joint is?
I mean, he's been around the block for all these years. I'd imagine he'd know what a joint is.
I just can't help but like look at that. Even if it wasn't just a cheesy, corny, stupid PSA.
I promise you, if that whole special was made years later, they totally would have added AOSTH Sonic in that as well.
They would have.
I feel like
But
they
it's like-
probably. A part of me feels like they probably tried to, but just Sega wouldn't let them. Although speaking of that, just one more like.
Well, I don't think
freak-
Sonic was even around by the time that special aired.
Oh, you know what? Now I know what I'm thinking of. They originally wanted Mickey, Donald, and Goofy on there, but they had to swap them out with Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Boy, what a trade-off! Also,
I would
yeah,
have
just like
laughed
that. We're down to 2 more
harder
levels.
at Mickey, Donald, and Goofy knowing what drugs were. I would have laughed harder at that. I was like,
So
huh?
it's just-
What's this? A joint?
But it's like,
Drugs! Your brain must be like super messed up.
you know, we can't be
It's funny you bring that. It's funny you bring that up, considering I know I want to say around the same time that special air was also in Prince of the Pauper happened. I'd still say that's one of the most outright, what's
it
the
gonna
word
be?
I'm looking for?
It's definitely one
It's like
of
the one. It's like the one Mickey short you can take somewhat seriously.
I'm just looking.
Yeah,
like
it was definitely one of Mickey's finest hours.
I just think like even if it wasn't a dumb drug PSA, like you could still feel a little gypped out on like the animation, like on this, when you're told, hey, you're gonna see all your favorite like animated characters like all on the big screen at the same time. You're like, wow, is there gonna be some cool like interactions, like conversations of these
No.
two like working together and like putting aside their differences? No, they're gonna have like 3 seconds cameo and a musical number.
And it's all about drugs.
Like 90% of the animated characters are gonna be here, do like a single singing line, and then they're all gonna just f off for the rest of the movie.
It's
I mean,
funny
you'd have
because
to be on drugs to even imagine that all these cartoon characters are talking. You need to snap out of it.
yeah, like I think the closest thing to like actual character in the animation, the closest thing to like genuine character interaction that had was one bit where they pretty much like true to his character, Alf threatened that he would eat Garfield if he didn't help.
That was that happened.
Right, because
And I know.
yeah, no, Alf species eats cats.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I know.
Although I still love the joke that Bayless did, where it's like, honestly, it'd be more realistic if Garfield threatened to eat him.
So you want to try Buster?
Okay.
I know. You ever seen Alien Buster? You eat me. I'm not staying in there for long.
I go down smooth, but I come out fighting.
The other thing was Oh, sorry. The other thing I was going to say just quick was that I also know that Winnie the Pooh apparently had a big involvement of sorts because he was like...
He was a stuffed toy owned by the main character's sister.
Right, there was like some...
Yeah, and he mostly stuck with the sister as like a confidant.
I
Right.
lost you
Anyway,
to that
alright.
to drugs.
Anyway, that's all from me. What's up, Doug?
I had a realization is that when you guys asked, of course, a couple of parts ago, you guys asked Sam about her exposure to Chaotix, and I remember we doing it to me when we initially did this, but I didn't say anything about my take on the Chaotix.
Oh my gosh,
well,
yeah,
You know
so
what?
you're
You know
right.
what? Let's actually be relevant again.
Yes.
What's your overall exposure to the Chaotix, let alone your opinion on them?
Yeah.
I know my exposure to the Chaotix. I would say Sonic Heroes, but that was my second Sonic game that I've ever played. My first one was Shadow the Hedgehog. You can thank that. Find the computer room meme.
Oh dear.
But I do love the Chaotix and how they are. They're fucking goofy and all that shit, and the style that they have, they just work out really good.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, my
like the
favorite being
dynamic,
Vector
yeah.
out of the three because I like I like crocodiles.
Hey, crocodile the math. They're very cool.
Crocodiles.
Yeah, they got the sharp teeth.
Actually,
The
I
sharp
love
plate.
crocodiles.
I love crocodiles. But yeah, I do love
gotta
the
show that video
Chaotix and how
sometime.
they are. They're just they're just a good chemistry in the Sonic universe.
Yeah.
You ever find it funny how Vector, out of a lot of them, has more exposure than any other the other two members of the Chaotix? So much so that he was the lone member to appear in Sonic Boom.
I think a lot of it does have to do with the fact that, like, he technically has, like, the longest lasting ties to Sonic compared to the other two.
I mean, that is also true.
Yeah.
I guess he also has the most personality. I guess you could also argue he has the most personality without bordering on obnoxiousness.
He definitely is the most visually distinct.
He has a few more layers to him than SPO or Charmy do. Like again, he's not only just like the leader of like the somewhat greedy leader of the Chaotix. He's also a huge mystery buff, and he's an actual responsible adult and has to pay his bills.
Sorry, this is just very funny.
Yeah.
You got the big one, SPO got the little one, so now it's really just unfortunate.
I'm a big boy now.
You can't even see him when I'm picking him up.
Boy.
Yeah, you see him behind his head.
Don't talk
What
to me
the
or my
fuck?
son ever again.
Whoa, whoa.
Alright, I don't even know that. That was
This way.
Don't talk
But,
to me or my friend ever again.
So do you how about this? I
That's a
guess
no for
do you have a favorite? Do either of you have a favorite like iteration of them? Be it in the games, the comics, even the Sonic X TV show. If you want to go that far.
That's a very good question.
Yeah, that was really hard.
Oh,
Is he gonna? I was gonna say, is he gonna have an answer, or are we just saying it's a good question?
That's a good question.
IDW.
Um,
I am trying to think of an answer.
I mean, unless we're counting Archie, there's not much you can really say regarding like the classic portrayal of the Chaotix, considering their appearances were so few and far between.
Okay.
Like aside from this game, you have Sonic the Fighters where Espio appears, and then that's kind of just it. Aside from also the history regarding Vector, and then also the brief appearance Charmy had in the manga series.
All right. This boss doesn't look all that threatening. Oh, never mind.
Never mind, Pit's
It's
writing.
big, it's a little big, it's a little imposing. He's got weird ass hands, but otherwise, yeah, he's a total pushover.
I guess to answer the
Bosses
question,
in general,
Oh, go for Doug.
I guess to answer the question, for what I've seen from IDW, I haven't seen all of it, but I do like their iteration from IDW,
Yeah.
and I still love their iteration in Heroes, honestly. Still,
I mean, as far as I'm aware, the IDW portrayal of the Chaotix is pretty much just an extension of late Archie Chaotix.
Oh yeah, they
yeah.
basically act the exact same as they do. Honestly, I would say, with one glaring exception, how they are in IDW isn't really that far removed from how they were in, like, the reboot Archie universe.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So what happens
Alright, with
now?
that all said, I'd say it's high time we beat this game once and for all.
We're gonna beat it up? Yay!
Where will the magic bumper take us today?
Nowhere, because now we have a 1-on-2 with Metal Sonic,
my boy.
who decides to just say, screw it all, I'm gonna hijack the stage select.
Oh boy.
Because it's
Oh.
actually a death machine.
So how do we deal damage to him?
Pick your poison. I don't wanna.
What do we do?
But we have to fight.
I don't want.
I don't want to fight.
You know what? You fight.
Oh, that's right, I forgot no Sonic stopped the roulette after a while.
Oh, now look what you've done. You killed your best friendish.
Friendish.
So numbers 1 through 4 are traps that Metal Sonic will launch at you. We want to aim for the X, because that'll pretty much destroy one of the panels.
Okay. But I mean, so it's pretty much random if it's even gonna work or not, right?
Kind of, yeah. And on top of that, you don't have rings during this fight.
Oh, lovely.
Yikes.
Oops.
And when you get killed off without any rings, you just reset.
I just think it's funny how, like, Knuckles doesn't even react to that. It's just a bonk. He's just standing there without really caring.
It's like, yeah,
Well, that just happened.
I've seen enough of this.
He's just used to it at this point from everyone else. He's like, I've been used to getting beaten down, so I'm not affected anymore. I don't feel pain.
I'm used to it, and I became a masochist that day.
That's kind of hot.
I fucking hate it. Shut up.
No, honestly, if we're talking about honestly, Sam, if we're talking about reboot Archie, that would exactly be what Breezy says to Metal Sonic.
That is true, actually.
Oh yeah, remember when they brought back a whole bunch of AOSDH characters and gave them slightly more modernized personalities?
That made them actually
I
interesting.
don't know how to feel about Breezy flirting with Metal Sonic. Oh, that was a little interesting.
Well, I mean, she was a robot.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's to pay homage to the fact that she was a robot on the show originally.
It's like...
Like... Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I kind of forgot what I was gonna say. Fuck. Alright.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Oh boy. All I was just saying is that,
Bumpers.
like, I'm just more so, like, the breezy thing
Oh,
was definitely...
jeez.
Oh, man. I was gonna say, like,
Freedom.
the breezy... Like, the breezy thing was definitely something else. I'm just more so amused by how night and day the blue-skinned doctor is in the comics compared to how he is in the show.
Oh yeah, no, he's a hell of a lot different in the comic.
Yeah.
Like, one thing, he doesn't look nearly as doofy.
Agreed.
I think he still speaks with a German accent, though.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Also, may I say, this final boss
Oh, for
is
fuck's
bullshit.
sake. It kind of is, yeah. Which is why I'm just gonna say, screw it all. I'm gonna abuse save states to the best of my ability, unless they get something interesting.
There's the saw blades. Let's try a new attack.
Yeah, we already saw that.
Cheating!
I think we've seen them all now. Except for 3.
I think we're still missing number 3.
Hey, you're safe up here. No. SBO, my friend.
I wish there was an easy tell. To
Yeah,
really-
like... Okay, 3 I don't think we've seen.
Okay, we haven't seen number 3 yet. Which is the missile strike.
Oh, boy.
Oh, shoes.
Okay, we've shown that off, so there's that. We're more or less covered now. So you pretty much know how this fight works.
Yeah, I'm looking this up now.
Fuck!
Yeah, I'm looking this up. Like,
What
when
a-
are you supposed? When are you
what a
supposed to know when to
Chaotix.
do
I
it?
think you're supposed to supposed to hit it right as it hits the X. Because it goes into full rotation, I think.
Yep.
There we go.
Damn.
There you go. Now save there.
Then you gotta keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay, okay. Save again.
Not a twofer.
Ah.
Ah.
Okay, we'll just hold on to this. We're doing pretty fine so far.
Yeah, we'll hold on to this. We're already so far into the fight.
At the very least, we can say right now that this is all the boss fight is. Like, it's once you do that, once you can destroy all those panels, the boss is toast.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, and
Yeah.
There we go.
One more.
One last
Now
to
do
go.
it one more time. And we're done. That's it.
Yay.
our games are over.
Oh.
Men.
Bye, Metal Sonic.
Men.
Aha! I got the big glossy ring!
Hey, Daddy.
Daddy, I'm hurt. Help me.
Father, help.
Here, have an onion ring.
Yay.
In fact, have some more!
Yay.
With the power of this big ring, I have all the power you'll ever need!
Oh boy.
Oh, hello there!
Meet.
He's a biggin.
So, ladies and gentlemen, meet Metal Sonic Kai.
Oh my.
Ow.
No, not my cock.
What a guy.
Oh my.
So how do we deal damage to this thing?
Ow. Hit him right where the sun don't shine.
Oh, that actually is.
You bastard.
What the hell? What did I just say? Don't hit me.
What? What did I just say, you bastard?
We'll say though, pretty intimidating of a design, even before the likes of Metal Madness.
Yeah?
I think a lot of it just has to do with the jaw.
Yeah, the jaw.
The jaw and just the overall size of the dude.
It does it. And I assume if we die here, we gotta go right back to the roulette.
I believe so, yes. If you got to this point without getting every single Chaos Ring, you would unfortunately even if you win this fight, you'll be granted the bad ending where he literally obliterates everything.
Oh, jeez. I mean, I can see that given the sheer amount of power that Metal Kai has in him. Oh,
You bitch.
see how you like it.
You cheat.
Don't look closely now. We can't afford any more lawsuits for seizures. Ignore me.
I said, don't look.
It says me, don't. Fair enough. And okay, but I see. Just lure him into position. Oh gosh.
Oh.
Uh
Fuck,
oh.
the ring's gone. One hit in a dream.
Just stay down. Wait for your best friend-ish to come
Yeah,
back.
at least he never thinks to actually go any further down.
Yep. You think he would? Like, actually, that would be what I'd do. Is then you would have to lead him to like aim away, and you know what? I say you finish this off with a good old friend throw.
Toss, I'll slam dunk it in there!
Yay! I
He's
done
My
it correctly.
fucking face!
And you done it.
I want my Cheerios.
We did it! We got all the colors of the Fruit Loops, and we're cool enough to get the best ending. Which is literally just the title screen, but with Sonic and Tails attached to
Where
it.
the hell have you been?
Yes.
Yeah!
Okay.
Son of a bitch.
I just got back from this, from my,
You know what it is? Sorry, just to
I
finish
don't
that
know
joke.
anymore.
here,
I'm
James.
fucking tired.
I was like, you know what? I have the best way, especially because the designs are different. I want to now believe that, similar to how people make the theory that Odyssey, that Sunshine was what was happening during part of Luigi's Mansion, maybe. I like to imagine that Spinball was what was happening at the same time as this game.
I guess so. And I mean, you know what? I hate to do this to you guys, but notice that Sonic's legs are currently shaven.
Yes.
I had a
Oh.
shave.
That's what he was. That's what this all was about. Like, I wasn't decent.
Like, this is literally after the Sonic trilogy on Genesis, and yet an official Sega property got this wrong.
Whoopsie.
Like, how do you mess up that badly?
Man, imagine if there was a Sonic design that had the blue arms but the tan legs.
Oh!
Just
Oh my
both
God,
at the same
that would
time.
that'd be torture.
It's like I didn't want to shave my arms today, so I decided to shave my legs instead.
And that's why Tomatopotamus never should have went into 3D.
These darn.
You know, I've been growing all these years, so I might as well shave my fucking legs. Because son of a bitch,
Sonic, this looks very cursed. I don't like this.
you're cursed.
With that all said, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for our playthrough of Chaotix for the Sega 32X. And I mean, I still like to consider this a guilty pleasure. Like, yeah, it's definitely not the strongest 2D Sonic out there, but I think there's plenty to still like about it. Just the cool, like how cool the Chaotix are, and how absolutely trippy the rest of New Tragic High Zone is compared to any other game in the franchise. Just barely narrowing itself above Sonic CD.
I think that's
And the music, I'd say, is easily some of the best in the entire like '90s Sonic series.
definitely.
But beyond that, it's like I do definitely agree that this game could have used a little bit more thought into its level design and whatnot. And I'm not entirely gonna blame, blame the devs for being like. It's not a case where they were lazy, but it's more so a matter they just did not have the time to really make the game as good as it possibly could have been. And I mean, obviously, the tether mechanic is it stayed with this game and never returned for a reason.
I'm sure there's a way that it could have been done properly, but they needed to. Like you said, maybe this could have done better on the Saturn. Who knew?
Oh, absolutely. Like they could have absolutely made much more use out of that than just trying to like prolong the life of an already dying 16-bit console. By the time when the PlayStation was really starting to hit in high stride.
But yeah. Sammy, Doug, Hype, do you guys have any other thoughts on this game?
I'm good.
So, Vector, what about the birds and the bees that you were going to tell me about?
I'm throwing you to an orphanage, kid.
Okay. All right.
I told you once, I told you again. The birds and the bees are not for virgin ears.
Virginie?
What's a virgin? Good night, everybody.
We'll see you all next time when we do a proper Sonic game again for the channel.
What the heck's a virgin?
So the birds and the